There we go. And we're live. Welcome to the stream. If you are joining in or watching this after we recorded it, what are we working on? More faces?
Not sure. Hold on. My wife took the kids out. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Of course, there's no school or anything, so my wife's a teacher, and then she was like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna put Corgan to take a nap, and then go take the kids to the park." And I was like, "So that means if he wakes up, I got to deal with it." I have a scheduled thing that I do every Friday, and of course, he wakes up.
Yeah,
and I'm
here in the
texting my
background.
wife. Oh, Jesus.
That's all right. Take care of him if you gotta. I'll be here. Still live though, so I'll start drawing.
What are you going to be working on?
I'm gonna draw a face.
Shocker.
Yeah, I finished. I fleshed in more of the Hudson face from yesterday or whatever that I sent you. So. You still there, or did you go away already?
Nope, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
So now I think I'm going to draw another character from, or at least a portrait of another character from the Aliens franchise.
I thought you'd do the when you said it was from your favorite movie. I was like, "Ooh, is it The Thing?" Or
Yeah, well, Aliens is my favorite movie. The Thing is up there though. It's probably one of my top 10. I figured you would recognize it. I guess it's not necessarily your favorite movie, but I think it's one of Nick's favorite movies, at least.
I don't think I've ever seen. I think the last time I saw Aliens, like from front to back, was probably in high school.
Oh, really?
Is that long ago? I mean, I've seen The Thing multiple times, but never seen Aliens 3. I've seen Aliens 2 once.
It's just called Aliens.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Aliens. So the first one's just called Alien, right?
Alien, Aliens, and Alien 3, because there's only one alien. So an Alien and Alien 3 is singular because there's only one alien. Aliens, the second movie, is just aliens because there's multiples. Then you have Alien Resurrection, where there's multiples in that, but I don't know. It was a terrible movie anyways, so.
Was it pretty? What was so bad about it?
Kind of everything. Yeah, it was just not a good movie. Just think the premise and the story, I guess, which is the premise, I don't know. But
He stopped crying. Okay.
Okay. Problem with like looking up references from movie stills or of people from movies that you're trying to draw is like there's not a lot of good, like high quality images.
Mm.
Like, they're all super grainy. So like that Hudson picture I did was from a crappy reference.
Back in effect, Mike. Back in effect. Okay, I'm gonna go get some coffee real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta be super quiet going up there because I don't want to.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. One small creek. It's like a animal or something. Little small creek. It's like, Daddy.
All of a sudden he's just like right behind you. A horror movie or something.
I'll be right back.
Okay. This face is going to be difficult.
All right, back. Big back. Big back. Big back. Copy. Copy. Right. Man, I was trying to think about what I was going to do today, but I'm not even sure. I know what I was thinking in my head was looking through some of these comics that I got. And kind of do what you do, kind of break them down a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't really haven't ever played around like that. Oh my god, I got so many comics here. Not really, but there's one particular one. I can't remember. Dang, I never noticed that. Look at that hand on that butt. I'll see.
What?
Whereas he's saving her, but it's just like it's very.
Oh.
Get some of that.
Reminds me of like that Seinfeld episode where Jerry, or no, who is that? Was it Costanza's dad?
We did the reach.
It's with
Stop.
Kramer and the stop short during the riding in the car. You stopped short with my wife.
After what? Blah blah.
Wait, I think I might look up some Ryan Stegman stuff.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. Ryan Stegman is good.
So how did that thing go with the dwarf?
It's all done. I showed it to you when it was finished, didn't I? I think I finished it
Yeah.
on the live stream.
Did he like it though?
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not sure about his friend's reaction that the drawing's actually 4, but Yeah, I still have it here just because it's he hasn't arranged to come pick it up. I've still got one, two, or three of the drawings that I have for them.
Oh, they haven't got him yet?
No, he's picked up some of them.
All right, Coach. So the first one is Jason Fabic. Never heard of him. Jason Fabic.
Daddy,
What, Gray?
I want you to scan that.
Scan what?
Scan that.
I don't know what that is.
Scan that cube. Right before my game.
No, Gray, I'm busy right now.
Never ask mommy. Mommy.
This face is going to be a challenge.
I've noticed you started loosening up on your pencil drawings a lot more, like you're holding the pencil.
Yeah, sometimes I'll like hold it this way, like if I'm kind of going in, like trying to get some of the lines of the shape of like the lips.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times I'll go this way, and just sometimes what helps me, I think, with my proportions is like I will start blocking in shadows with the broad edge of the pencil. And I feel like that helps me kind of get like my shapes and proportions a little better. And then I'll kind of go in, if I can see more detail, then I'll start adding it. But
Yeah. Codfish Jam is like that made the game.
oh, excuse me.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Yeah, that's that video I sent you on Instagram. That dad bowling. The funniest part to me was that dude at the end where he just like turns around and he's like, "Hey, whoa." Like he's like, "Settle down here."
I didn't even notice him.
You did, like, I think yeah, just the way he just kind of looks at the camera and just like puts his hands, he's like, "Oh, let's simmer down." Simmer down, Dan. Kind of made me think about how when my kids have some wives or introduce me to their significant others, through time, and I'm older. I'm like, how some of the stuff I say, especially with kids nowadays, I feel like I'm kind of already out of the loop. But,
Yeah.
But man, I just wonder what's going to happen. I'm going to say some stuff. You're like, "Whoa, Dad, that's racist." I'm like, "Racist? What are you talking about?" Because back then we used to say, we used to call each other like retards and gay and stuff like that. Back when I remember doing that back when I was like, I don't know, like 12 or 13. It was just kind of the thing. But now it's like, oh, like if I was to say that now, it's like, yeah, it is kind of, I understand. That's a little,
not very, yeah, not very sensitive.
So this guy's pretty interesting. He has kind of like a realistic kind of look, but it's almost like it's almost like he's got like an old school vibe too, like in his faces. But I really dig. Man, I really gotta practice cross hatching because I just practice on shading. But I really think if I worked on cross hatching, it would help me with my line work just in general. You know what I mean? Just line weight. And...
Yeah, I agree. Like yesterday, or when I was working on that drawing of Hudson, I was trying to do some cross hatching on it, and I was just getting frustrated. And I was like, because like when I'm doing like these pencil drawings of like kind of real life stuff, like it's hard for me to do cross hatching on like shadows that I'm actually seeing. And like I just want to go back to like your normal kind of standard shading techniques with pencils.
Mhm.
And I was getting frustrated. I was just like, I'm just going back to normal shading.
I think I might know a way I can try to attack it a little bit. And try to understand it through the way I kind of look at, you know, my drawing method, kind of my little things that I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'll try out today. God, I hate that it's 10:46 already. Jeez. And I almost knew that was going to happen. Like I just had a feeling today because I had something I completed yesterday. And I was like, man, they always hit me pretty quick back with small changes, and then there's a lull, and then they'll have one more set of changes kind of come through towards the end. But,
Yeah.
I know one thing it would be really nice for us to work on is backgrounds and like leaves and you know, stuff like even the snow on this one. Like it would be interesting to play around a little bit and like how do you get that? How do you get the snow? You know, how do you? It'd just be interesting to work on some elements outside the body.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that would be necessary at some point for sure.
You know, it'd be really fun. That could be a really nice ongoing thing. I like this guy, actually. I like his style. I'll have to look him up a little bit more. This is Jason Fabik. Jason Fabik. But what would be really neat for us as like an ongoing thing is for us to make a comic book page of just like a small little concept, and then we can work on it. And because that one, we have to work on a background in those, and also two, it's kind of cool that we'd be doing some type of interesting, like how could we push the narrative in a block format, you know? Just how like some artists in action sequences will have blocks overlap each other, a character coming out of one block into another block, you know. That'd be a lot of fun just to see how we interpret the same idea, or not idea, but the same concept, but we just, you know, with our each of our languages being a little different, how we interpret it and put it on the page. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, this one's cool too. This one's way simpler. See, one thing I've noticed about comics, I think I really dig. It's, I don't know if you can see this really well, but in this top block right here, like if I just got really close to it, let me see if I can get really close to it. There's not very much detail in all those people at all. But then there's a humongous detailed image, and then it kind of goes back a little bit to non-detailed. And what's really neat about that is it's a pretty cool play on what's important, or what's the main aspect of something that's, you know, coming across. So I mean, it's just like anything, I guess. You know, what do you want something to stand out? Well, you give that thing a more detailed, and then you can have like this being a background. So this just sticks out more. I think that's a really interesting concept of you don't have to have everything completely detailed. You can just have your main point you're wanting to say, or something that's happening that's the main be the focus, and that's how you bring it out. Certain things less detailed than others, and that can help put that exclamation point, you know, on something. So that's really interesting to think about.
Yeah.
Man, there's what's so cool about comics. Man, like I say all the time, I wish I would have kind of gotten into it back then. But what's so interesting to me is just not only the art, but the language, the visual language to get across an idea like this one. Like this top view is just so cool. You know, showing the tension, each character, you know. I mean, this is, I guess you could say, equivalent to um, the Last Supper to a degree. You know, it's showing each individual person kind of in their own little thing kind of going on. And this is kind of doing the same thing. Each person has her, it's like you can just see how each person is different. This guy's grabbing his
Crotch.
chair in a different way. What's that?
Grabbing his crotch.
But I don't know. It's so cool how that's how you can show difference in people, not just the way you're making them, features and stuff. It's body language, and it. I don't know. It's just so much stuff to think about, and how you can take small details like that, like body language, showing different characters in different ways. Uh, like this guy just leaning over, you know, is he's maybe tired of all this kind of going on. This guy's taking notes. This guy's, you know, looks, the way he's dressed might be, you know, this guy actually right here looks a little bit in his posture. He looks maybe set back to where he didn't want to. He's not into all this arguing. He's more of a kind of a guy that just kind of lets things happen. He's not really a person that likes to take control, you know. I don't know. And then the old guy, just the way he's holding on to the edge of that table, you know, like he's older. He's holding on to it, and kind of, it's just, it's just really neat. Do you have a favorite comic? And not necessarily comic as this is my favorite character. I really like this comic because of this character. But do you have a favorite comic regarding of the artwork that is portrayed or something that's done that's really cool that you like?
You know, I don't know if I have a favorite, but it's. Let me see if I can find them. So, Finch, did you watch his live stream for the Spawn Batman?
Yep.
This week.
Yeah, not all of it actually, but I think I watched like about 45 minutes of it.
Did you see the guest that he had?
Uh-uh.
What was the guy's name? John Kelly, I think. Actually, I like this guy too. It's I'm not sure who did the artwork on that one, but I remember when I was younger reading this comic that I like the artwork on this one. So I feel like a lot of the Aliens, the old Dark Horse Aliens comics, I remember liking a lot of their artwork.
Why is that?
I don't know. It was just something different than like all the Marvel stuff. Okay, so here's one. Kelly Jones.
Do you think that alien artwork, the reason why you kind of like it is because their styles showed better horror? Does that make sense, kind of?
Show better what?
Showed a... it got through the horror more than like a...
Yeah, maybe. So this guy, Kelly Jones, he did this old Aliens series called Aliens Hive. David Finch had him on as a guest on Monday. And I just remember always kind of like, when I was younger, I thought it was kind of, it was just so simple, it seemed, but like being older, I know that like this just isn't simple artwork. But just, I don't know, this guy's style was just pretty cool.
Is that supposed to be Sigourney Weaver?
No, I don't think so.
It's a whole different story.
It's a different story, yeah. Yeah, like that face right there, that alien right there is pretty sweet. But he brought like a different kind of design to the aliens, kind of like a more muscular,
Humanistic, kind of.
yeah, but still kind of creepy in their own way. Then one of the earliest Alien series, let's see if I can find them, had the covers actually had some really good artwork. Here we go. Let's see. I don't know where the first one's at. All right, so here we go.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, I think they're in some sort of big pod in here, like a filled with fluid or whatever. Like they're studying them, I think. This shot of the queen.
Whoa, that's like a really creepy one. Those arms and
Yeah.
so
And this one, I actually remember I had copied this one with colored pencil. I might have it somewhere. I'm not sure, but yeah, I just always liked the fire and the colors of this one. This the alien being engulfed in flames. I don't know where issue 1 is though. I can't remember what issue 1 looked like. It might be mixed in here. I don't know what rhyme or reason I had for organizing a lot of these issues. I just need to go through all the comics and just get them all organized. Oh, this is one I always liked a lot.
oh yeah, that's cool.
I think it's probably like oil painting or something, but
I like all those like weird muscle.
yeah, just all the shapes and stuff
Yeah.
in there. Like,
It's almost just creepy, kind of, you know.
yeah.
Just yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, the Aliens series have always just had like a lot of strong artwork.
Were those popular comics? Those alien ones?
Yeah, I think back in the day, I don't think they're as popular anymore. In fact, I don't think Dark Horse exists anymore. They might, I'm not sure, but they don't have the Aliens comics for sure. Marvel now owns the Aliens comics. I don't know if that has to do with Disney's acquisition of Fox. Since the Fox movies own the Alien franchise or whatever. But yeah, not like one particular comic, but I would say like the Aliens comic franchise. Probably as far as artwork goes is one of my favorites.
Why did you like Aliens? Like, what about Aliens when you saw it when you were younger that you just really like? Is it space horror? Is it kind of that like
I think it's
together?
the horror, the like. I know that I was exposed to the aliens at a really young age. Like, I remember my parents let me. I was watching it with them, probably when I was younger than Grayson, because we were living in Oklahoma City at that time, and I remember watching it at home, obviously on VHS. But my memory of it was just kind of weird. And then I think when I moved here and I met like one of my best friends at the time when I was younger, he had kind of reintroduced me to the Aliens movies. And I don't know, I think with that early exposure to it, just kind of my fascination with it, and I don't know. And then like Aliens is just such a good movie. Like, can't really describe it.
I think what's awesome about, in my opinion, what's really cool about Aliens for me personally is it did really well with claustrophobia,
Yeah.
and the unknown, like being stuck somewhere and you don't know. You know what I mean? Like that's really creepy. Being in a setting where you're already not comfortable in, being in space. You know, they're not at home, not on Earth. They're probably been in La La Land for a long time out there, and then something comes that's you just don't know. You know, you have no idea what it is, or it's just this thing. You know, and man, that's just a creepy situation to be in, and I automatically feel it, like when I watch the movie. Especially, you know, that real famous scene where it comes out of the guy's chest, and you just don't know. You know, you're watching it, and even the first time you watch it, at least for me, when I remember watching, I was just like, "What is that?" You know,
Right.
and I just couldn't imagine being stuck somewhere where you're like a gerbil, where you got these like little tunnels leading to little small areas, you know, and
Yeah.
being stuck with that thing. Oh boy, ooh, yeah.
Did you know that whole scene when they're eating? All the actors except for the guy who the chest burster came out of had no idea that was going to happen.
Really?
So like when the chest burster finally does pop, that reaction you see from everyone like kind of jumping back and like being in shock and whatnot, like is like for real. Like
How
like
did they do that? Did they just tell the actors like, "Hey, we're going to do something, but I just need you to kind of react to this type of thing," or like how?
yeah, I don't know all the specifics, you know, how they got like the mechanics of it all, and you know, Gray, please turn that down.
I did.
You need to turn it down again or get out of that loud area that you're in. Or like I said, put on your headphones.
Ah!
Sucks because that either means I need to lower everything
Allie.
or just raise the eyes. Laughing to myself. Ah, dang it.
I think it looks okay. I would say, if anything, the first thing I noticed is maybe bring that cheek so to the left, instead of move, like it almost seems like the cheek needs to be just a little bit tucked in a little bit more, but barely. But I think once you get the other eye and that shadow kind of going and the helmet, I think that might help interpret that too a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of looks like him, but yeah, I think that nose is just. I don't know. Yeah, the nose just looks too scrunched up. Actually, maybe I'll just try lowering the nose and not move anything else, because I think his nose is actually a little bit closer to his lips anyways. So I'm just going to try that and see what happens.
That shadowing that's on that too, with the light coming in and hitting it, almost makes it look like he's got a big snoz.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not actually that big, but yeah, I noticed that too.
See, this is another cool concept kind of thing they did. So it's like Mary Jane, doing whatever, I guess, looking, trying to find Spider-Man. But the way they get the sadness portrayed is they just show a little box and just her eyes. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's a really neat way to to show that sadness. See, I think this is why I like Spider-Man so much. Is they always put Spider-Man in situations that you can relate to every day. Just sitting up here and just kind of being like, man, I have some coffee. I'm all tired.
Right.
I really like how they humanize Spider-Man like that. I think the one of the reasons why I'm not a real big fan of the older comics really doesn't have to do with necessarily proportions type of stuff. But I think I'm just not a fan of the colors they use. Because back then, I'm sure they were making it lighter. Kind of comics are a little bit lighter. They're not so dark type of thing.
Right.
And so the colors really kind of show that it's playful. And I think that's what kind of turns me a little bit about the older comics. I immediately see that. I'm just like, oh, this is too.
Stop.
This is too playful for me. I mean, I could be wrong. I haven't looked at a lot of older comics, but I would say that newer comic book artists really not play with colors more, but they're really honing in on the colors. Making the colors useful in what it's trying to say rather than in comics throwing those colors kind of just everywhere. Whoa, this is a paper one. Holy crap. I mean, they're all paper, but it just doesn't have a sheen to it. Oh my god, this is June 21st.
Where's Mavis?
I think he's in the cut.
Pretty sure.
Oh man, this is a really cool thing too. Like the play on this scene where it's like you're seeing the shadow of him, but you see his colors and stuff through the mirror as he's walking, and that's a really cool almost like he's using another view to actually see him, if that makes sense. That's a really neat.
Yeah, it would make sense with the lighting, right?
Yeah, this. Oh my god. Dragonheart on Game Boy. I gotta see when this came out. July 96. Holy crap. It's crazy. Yeah, this is the guy that really has like a Frank Miller kind of look.
All right, I'm just gonna. You know what else? This eye lid starts further out. There's one issue. And his eyes too close together too. That's why you were saying his cheek should come in closer, is because I had his eyes together closer than they really should have.
Whoa, Spider-Man cereal. Dang.
Yeah.
Chef Boyardee Spider-Man.
I don't think I ever had it though. I was never a big cereal eater.
What'd you eat in the morning?
Honey buns,
Oh my god.
like the Hostess honey buns.
Have you ever looked how many calories are on those?
Do I look like I need to lose weight?
Here we go.
Plus, I was like a teenager, so actually, I was kind of chunky when I was a kid.
Were you really?
Yeah, until probably my mid teens, kind of early high school.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that because your body type naturally looks like your frame looks like it could handle muscle. Does that make sense? Like me, I've tried to work out like at a point where like I really pushed myself and I looked strong and everything, but it's almost like it's almost as if my body wasn't supposed to handle all that. Like it looked I don't know, just like, whoa, that guy's really trying hard. Like it didn't look as if oh yeah, that guy's fit. I don't know. It always seemed weird when I was lifting weights because I just didn't have. It's as if I didn't have anything to turn into muscle, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
And plus, when I know that's a natural thing because when I stopped lifting weights, I went back to my normal body size almost. Oh man, it was so quick. It was immensely fast.
Yeah, you can lose your muscle mass pretty quickly.
Yeah, that was when I was in track, and right after track, when I hurt my knee, I was still really big into working out and stuff like that. So, I think I went to the gym every day. Didn't work on chest every day, legs every day, but I was in the gym every day for probably an hour and a half, just doing doing small stuff.
Yeah.
And I had a 24-hour gym in Independence. So even if I was bored at nighttime at like 11 and I couldn't sleep, I would just walk over to the gym and just go in there and start doing something, which probably hampered me, to be honest. But I was eating a lot of protein, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not, you can overtrain if you're not getting enough sleep or eating enough calories, and then that would be a detriment for sure. But generally, as long as you're eating enough, you'll be okay.
Scarlet spider.
Do you know who the scarlet spider is?
Mm-mm.
It's the clone of Peter Parker.
Who cloned him?
What's that?
Who cloned him?
The Jackal. So it was actually from a very early story beat. Peter Parker was cloned, and then he got into a fight with the clone. Thought he defeated the clone, but like in the 90s, the writers had brought the clone back, and it started this whole Clone Wars saga, which lasted, I think, like a few years, and it was just they kept like extending it out and like overdoing it. And, it just ended up being like an overdrawn, kind of blown out storyline. But Ben Riley, who is the clone, is still stuck around. I think currently they might have him as a villain.
So which Spider-Man suit is your favorite one from Spider-Man 2099? The white one, or the
No, the blue one, the blue and red. Yeah, that's my favorite Spidey suit.
What about the black and red?
Whoa, dude, look at that leg.
Jeez,
Wow.
it's like he can hyperextend his kneecap from that one.
Ooh, coach. That's another thing we could work on is when I was saying backgrounds and stuff. Buildings. I remember you talking about that a while back. Like, ooh.
Yeah, buildings seem very daunting to me. Like that guy I sent you the that Instagram link to.
Uh-huh.
He does really good architecture. Like, I don't know if you look too deep into his Instagram, but
Yeah, I'll go through it today. Really take a look at it.
I think he's like a French artist. I'm French.
I feel like those French artists, that's what they almost do is have an emphasis on architecture, and I don't know, maybe it's the region in that European area when they do art, it's they got such a rich background in it. Here in America, it's just kind of
Yeah.
Marvel free digital copy offer. Pill here to remove. I think it's still good. Oh, offers expires 6/1 of 18. Bummer. So who is the white Spider-Man?
In 2099?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, his name's Miguel.
Well, they're both Miguel wore the original suit too, the blue and red one.
Huh?
But maybe he's the same guy. Maybe they're just from. Because are they both pictured together at the same time?
Yeah. Oh, they must be in different something, because it says right here, I mustn't do anything else to screw up the future. So I wonder.
Probably different timelines then.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of that going on in Marvel.
Oh, wow, that's cool. That's really neat. Party City. Okay. That's cool. That is cool. Wow, wow, wow. So while I was out with the printers, because I had some job to do, I had to go to a new printer person or whatever. I found these guys, Turquoise 6B,
Oh,
and they were $15 for $212, which the Stedler ones are like $4 for two.
yeah. I got this pack of Stetlers.
Oh, where'd you find that?
I think I got them off of Amazon. This is
Oh.
this is 2H lead though.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I didn't know Prismacolor made a pack like that. Is the lead itself turquoise colored, or is that just
No.
their brand?
Yeah. I wonder why it's called turquoise.
No idea.
I know one thing I needed to do was go through my pencils and actually organize them in a way that all the leads are different. So I'm going to do that before I do anything else. Yeah, I think you would like these Otos if you tried them.
The what?
These Otos,
Oh,
big fat ones. So this dark one is going to be my dark lead. Check that out. Super cool. Ah, oh no.
oh no.
So I can't use these for my Otos because they're longer.
Can you sharpen them down?
Yeah. Let's see. Can't be right. Wow. Look at that. That's like way different. So I think
Oh, geez.
these clutch ones, I just have to use these with the clutch pencils. That's okay. All right, so we got 4H. I think I'm gonna let go of the 4H. So I'm just gonna use a 2H, I think. Maybe actually I'm going to use that. Oh man, how much design work and all this crap I had to do. I haven't really had a chance to think about drawing. I need to get to a point where no matter what, I just stop design and just start drawing.
Yeah, you do.
There we go. Here we go. Yep, I did. I thought I broke it. I did.
Go bathroom.
Super particular.
What were you gonna do for today?
Boy, this is super soft.
Like, you said it was 12?
Super soft.
Morning.
What?
Let me go to Dave and Buster's.
Here, I'm going to Dave and Buster's.
Morning.
So I said no.
Tomorrow?
Oh.
Sunday?
No.
Next week?
Ray, stop asking. Stop asking. We're going to Florida in 10 days, dude.
Florida?
Yep.
What are you going there for?
Huh?
What are you going there for?
Shits and giggles.
Just for fun?
Yeah, my mom owns a timeshare out there, so we used to go like every year, but you know, it's like Kissimmee, Orlando area, so it just gets kind of expensive.
Mhm. Man, this Prismacolor 6B is really soft lead. I mean, I know the higher number you go in Bs, it's soft, but boy, this is like I gotta be careful just normal drawing. All right, cool. I got some good beige in there. 6 beigers. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
So we got here. Got my 6B, super soft. Wonder if I should have that go in since it's so soft.
That's what she said.
2B, 4H, HB, HB. Man, I don't know how I feel about 4H anymore. Just a little too.
I haven't been using it as much lately.
I bet you I know why. Because we've been drawing more frequently, and I bet we're a little bit more comfortable with the lines that we put down.
Probably.
At least for me, I used 4H because I was so afraid I could easily erase it, so I was always changing, just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I gotta use that 4H. I don't want to, I don't want to damper the page. And, now I immediately just go to the HB I got to do anything.
Yeah, I've been doing 2H right now.
2H?
Yeah.
B. B. Man, I don't think I have any 2H.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nope. I don't know.
Oh, too bad. So sad.
Too bad. So sad is right, Mr. Coach.
Where do you think I should hide?
Hide in Mavis's cage.
I'm somewhere upstairs.
Thinks I wills. Just to get that. You feeling a little bit better about it now?
Yeah, it's not 100% there on his. I don't think it's close, but on his likeness, but not quite there. But whatever.
Whatever. I think it's all right. Ain't too bad. I think once you start really kind of putting those values in there, I think it'll really kind of pop out a lot more. I think it'll accentuate those spots where I think you might be worried.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is
Going with the darker pencil here for too long.
yeah, this is. Yeah, this 6B really accentuates those without even me like really trying too hard. I'm glad I got this because I've been using a 2B to try to go dark sometimes, and it's just not enough. Awesome. Yeah, it's crazy just the little time that I've drawn with you. How much more comfortable I've gotten with laying down the lines of just like the sensitivity of the. Well, I should say how I caress the paper with my pencil.
Ooh.
Because when I first started drawing with you, I hadn't drawn in a long time, and it was almost just kind of like, okay, well, we'll see here. We got this here. And it was like I wasn't feeling, I wasn't really putting in sensitivity to my pencil. I should have.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad I never lost it, being able to remember that makes me feel better. Coach, I think we would have had a lot of fun in drawing class together.
I think so.
If I had you in, if I met you at school or something.
Yeah.
Would have been a lot of fun.
Pissing off the instructor. Lots of dick jokes and
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Who's he playing hide and seek with?
my wife.
Oh, okay.
Where could she be?
Oh my god. Now my youngest.
Oh.
You hurt my feelings. That's what his big thing is. Well, I didn't get a lot of drawing or any drawing today, but sometimes I just need to refocus. I really wish there'd be more drawing stuff I could do in graphic design, but I feel like everybody like this. Like this is cool in graphic design. Oh, I was just break it up in shapes, bro. Like, oh, look at the simplicity. Like, dude, that's cool and all, but I mean, I don't want to make that stuff.
Right.
I don't get excited about that. That's what's hard for me sometimes is I try to get motivated in graphic design, and then when I look at what's like trending, because you always have to look at what's trending, what's going on, and I don't know, it's just like, God, man, like drawing is not emphasized. It's emphasized in sketching out your ideas, but not necessarily of something that you're gonna. Oh boy. But it's not something that ultimately you should be spending a lot of time on, which I think that's why I like drawing, is because you spend a lot of time doing it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this one real quick. Oh. Actually, because I was pretty interested in this. This is an Alex Ross one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, really cool. I don't know if Alex Ross did the inside. No, he didn't.
Looks like the cover.
Not just the cover. I wonder who did the inside. How do you find who did the inside?
I think it's usually printed on the cover.
We got Ross, Kuger, Sadowski, and Herbert.
I haven't heard of the other ones, so I don't know.
Whoa! Whoa!
What is he saying?
I don't know why you're doing this because I don't have anybody to play with.
My son, that one that was crying, he's home from school, you know.
Yeah.
To wear a cat costume, this Halloween cat costume. So for 2 days, that's what he wore just around the house. It's just like, dude, why are you wearing a cat? I'm a cat today. I was like, okay.
I identify as a kitty cat.
Well, that's really neat. That's really cool, just simple, kind of simple coloristic kind of.
Oh yeah.
It's really neat.
Oh man.
I don't know if that's supposed to be like a quote that you should. Oh, Wolverine said that. Okay. It's
Okay. Hope you're not spilling, dude. Say what? What quote?
Oh, this Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Like it's like uncompromised, devastatingly visceral. It's adequate.
Oh, was it a movie?
Yeah.
I think it was a video game based on the movie. You know, I really didn't like the X-Men movies that much.
I don't feel like there are very many good ones.
I thought the cartoon is still, in my opinion, like the best. Any form of X-Men I want to watch. Like if I, it's like, oh, let's watch some X-Men. Let's go back to the cartoon. Such a great song.
Then you write the X-Men side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, which one? The ones in the arcades.
Yeah.
Oh God, dude, dude. When I went to the arcades here in Wichita, like when I was younger, that was the only thing I was thinking about. I was like, oh God, I gotta get to that multi-screen arcade beat 'em up. Like,
Yep.
oh man, I was always Wolverine or Rogue. I don't know why I liked Rogue.
Yeah. I like to play Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember playing Nightcrawler too. Yeah. I always thought Nightcrawler was such a cool character.
Yeah, it's neat.
I can't remember. I don't think I looked at this one. And I'm gonna look at this Via guy. I'm gonna look at this Todd McFarlane one too. The tournament. I think it's so cool how they messed with like the title and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. This is Stegman? Stegman did this? I guess so.
Did what? Oh yeah, that's Stegman.
Yeah. That wrap is really neat. Or not the wrap, but the web.
The web. Todd McFarlane is responsible for more the dynamism of
Dynamicism.
dynamicism. Yeah, he's the one that kind of reinvented the Spider-Man webbing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, the detail that Stegman has sometimes is pretty crazy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to get any drawing done in Florida?
Yeah, I'll probably bring my sketchbook and pencils. Just thinking about even bringing some markers, some Copics, maybe do some coloring. Sounds like somebody's just having a horrible day.
Oh, yeah. I'd be interested for you to mix in with your Copics a little bit of like, or maybe you could do it, but like this splashy kind of look.
Oh,
Kind of this little spattery kind of look.
yeah, it did some of that with that one Armor Man looking guy, or Iron Man looking guy that I drew for that D&D picture.
Did you like the way it turned out?
Yeah, I mean, I just flicked some black paint in there. Kind of took some acrylic and I think I had on a paintbrush, and I kind of pulled the bristles back and kind of flicked them.
Mm. Yeah, I need to build something that holds all my pencils. Just something that's like, or just no, might be a little bit stretched. Oh god, oh. Because my pencils keep falling down, and then my kids always grab them and play with them.
Keep reminding myself to push my colored pencils back.
Who is that?
That's Corporal Hicks.
That's your last name.
I know.
And who is Corporal Hicks?
He's a guy in the movie Aliens.
Did he die?
In another Aliens movie, yes, unfortunately.
Does he die in that one?
No.
So he's a recurring character, like what's her face?
No, not really.
How about you draw the light right there?
In Alien 3, he's killed off right at the beginning of it.
Mm.
Yeah, he doesn't really even get any screen time, really. He's shown briefly, like his body.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he ends up getting killed as Ripley's ship enters the atmosphere and crashes on another planet.
I really should watch those alien movies. Maybe if I ever come down and visit again, we can, while we're hanging out doing something, we can, or when there's nothing going on or whatever, we can watch an aliens movie.
Yeah, sure.
Brayden, are you coming? Are you gonna play your game?
After I finish this level.
Yeah, I think I think Stegman's one of my top favorite comic book artists. I really like his detail and style and stuff.
Yeah, I like him a lot too.
I need to go through and actually read some of these comics. This is number 1, so this is a good place to start.
Yeah, King in Black. It's a pretty good series. I've got it all on digital. I actually read part of that. I think they started that like 2 or 3 years ago. I know I read part of it on our last trip to Florida, which was about 3 years ago, I think. Started it.
So did you, before you start drawing again, Coach, did you draw at all? Like, I mean, did you just randomly pick it up one day when you were just kind of bored or something? Like, what happened?
Wait, to get back into it?
Yeah. Because I mean, you never mentioned to me at all that you drew or anything, so I know it wasn't necessarily on your radar, kind of.
Right. No, what was it? Well, it's kind of around the time that we were getting all the stuff going for the hot sauce. And what happened? I think a lot of it was I just start doodling again. Then I can't remember if you told me about Proco before I started getting drawing, or just before I started doing drawing again, or if you told me about it because I was getting into it again.
I think I told you about it when I saw some of your doodles.
Okay, maybe it was that, because I didn't find out about Finch until I had started, or until you told me about Proco, because that's how I found out about David Finch, was on the Proco website. When I started looking at his stuff, I was like, man, this is like really good. And I was like, kind of thought to myself, could I have been that good if like I would have just kept at it, like instead of just stopped doing it like I did? And I was like, well, maybe I'll just start drawing again and see where it goes. So kind of in a way, Finch was what inspired me. But in a funny way, you were kind of like the catalyst for that. So I just kind of basically told myself, not really a better time to start than, however the saying goes, than now, or, like 20 years ago when I was doing it before. So I might as well just start doing it and see what happens.
Do you think though, because of how old you are now, I wouldn't say your maturity, but that maybe you have a better grasp on it now regarding like to stick with it? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think I do. Yeah, because of my age. But I have a tendency not to stick with anything that I do. But drawing is one of those things that I really want to.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I don't get drawing in every day, but I should. But I feel like I'm still like I feel like I'm already better than what I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like because it's always been kind of like my little hidden talent, that I pick up on easier than probably most people do. That I really haven't been practicing for that long in the grand scheme of things, but I think I am able to. I'm advancing a little bit faster, maybe, kind of than most people would. They're just picking it up for the first time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, drawing for me was kind of always the same way. Like when I was real little, my mom was always trying to get me into stuff, and she was just trying to like throw a whole bunch of stuff at me and just see what sticks. And drawing, I don't know why, drawing was just always one of those things. I mean, I could always do something really focused for a long time if I was into it. Like she showed me beadwork, like how to make like Indian beads with like little tiny beads, and and that's pretty time consuming, especially if you're doing like a strand of a design that has like 20 beads long, and you have like a loom, and you kind of do this thing. So I was always doing like crafty kind of creative stuff, but drawing is the only one that I could say of anything I've done in my life that if you just allow me to do it, I'm the happiest, and I go into this weird fucking world that, like, it doesn't matter how long I've been doing it. I don't know, it takes me somewhere that I don't know where I'm at, but it's, I don't know. Drawing is the only thing that's really ever done that to me. And I don't know why I didn't, well, I know why I didn't complete it in school. It's because I was so afraid of not getting a job. And
Right.
That scared the crap out of me, because my brain would just be like, oh, you got to get a good paying job. You can't just go to school and then just leave there and not know what the hell, or just be an artist,
Right. Like, yeah, and I feel like the same way. Like I remember just constantly getting told throughout like my high school career and stuff that like you can't make a living doing drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't know why people would say that all the time. Like, 'cause that's not the case. And even today, you can. I mean, obviously, people make a living doing illustration, and granted, most stuff nowadays is digital, but it's like, yes, you can. And I remember, like at my school, like I think there were a couple art colleges that had visited or whatever, and like so they would come and like look at all the students' stuff, artwork. I think it was basically like recruiting, more or less. They'd look at your stuff and tell you if you had a good chance at a scholarship or something. Like, I remember one lady looked at mine, like at the school that I wanted to go to. I think it was like Colorado Art Institute or something. She's like, "Oh yeah, yours is nothing really special." Basically discouraging me from pursuing a career in art. And I was just so deflated by it. I think that might have been part of what kind of set me off on like just kind of stopping, or at least not drawing as much. It seems like these days people are more encouraging about just keep going, keep drawing, keep practicing. Whereas like when I was growing up, it was just like, no, you suck, give up.
I wonder if it's easier to be encouraging nowadays, though, because there's so many outlets. So it's almost like a musician, like a musician that creates a band and can put his music out there. Well, now we have so much avenues to put your music out there. You could become viral, and all this other stuff. And back then, we didn't have anything like I mean, I think on Spotify and Apple Music, you can just throw your crap on there. I think, I don't know, but there's just so many avenues. YouTube now, but I think back then it was maybe if you weren't completely crazy special, then it would be a really crazy hard road.
Yeah.
But I never had anybody discourage me more than anything. I would say I had some people tell me that I have something, but they didn't say like if it was great or anything. It was more of just constantly in my life I was told, oh, you can draw. You might want to maybe pursue something like that. Or, but then, I never did anything with it. The earliest memory I have that I knew that I could draw, I was playing with my buddy. God, I can't even remember his name. I was in 5th grade, and we had gotten in a fight, like a kid's fight where we have an argument, and the dad came through and was like, "Okay, guys, you need to split up." And
Right.
so we split up, and he just told me, I don't know why he told me, but he said, "Here, I want you to stay at this art desk." He had an art desk there, and he said, "I want you to draw Mickey Mouse." And so, I can't even remember what grade I think I think I was in second or I think I was in 3rd grade. No. I was in 4th grade. I was in 4th grade. I remember because I had Mr. Poole. But anyway, 4th grade, he told me to do that. And I just remember I just started drawing it, and he came in to check on me to see if we had both calmed down and to apologize to each other. And I remember he was like, kind of looked at the paper, and he looked at me and was like, "Oh my gosh, you drew this?" Yeah. But dude, Mickey Mouse is nothing, it's I think what amazed him was maybe just the proportional understanding I had. But I remember him telling my mom, and then I just started kind of doing stuff. I started drawing, and my mom turned me on to this show where this guy does everything with markers, and the whole basis of it, like he drew people that weren't realistic or anything, it was cartoony, but every single episode it had he was showing shadows and how things work. If you're looking at this building here, like the really simple stuff, dude, but it was
Wait,
like,
you draw like spaceships and shit and like big collages of.
yeah, do you know who that is?
I used to watch that.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was called.
He always had weird people. He was he a heavyset kind of guy?
I don't remember what he looked like, but
I remember
I
specifically.
remember some dude with a marker. Like I feel like that's all he drew in was just marker.
Yeah, just
like a
marker.
Like a black marker, right? Like a Sharpie or something.
Yep, and he every now and then he would change colors if he's showing a shadow or a dimension.
Yeah.
And it would be like a blue or something. And he was super positive, dude. I found him actually a couple of years ago when I was talking to my wife about it. But yeah, I remember that guy was so awesome, and I would draw everything that he would do. And I don't know if that helped me with proportions too, but it was just understanding shapes, very simplistic. Like even his windows, he would always draw like square windows or circle windows. And he would always be like, "Okay, well, if we're looking at it this way, it's going to be here and it's going to be like that. So this is going to show that like here's the part." You kind of do this little thing. And it was so cool. Like, it's like, oh, okay, well, the window here, if I'm looking here, I'm going to see the edge of this window or whatever. But anyway, so my mom got me into that. But then I remember being in college, community college, and in community college, I think I told you I quit community college for a year because the guy was like, "Oh, you got to pick a something to concentrate on. You have to go for it." And he was some guy from, I don't know, I can't remember where he was from.
One of the counselors that.
Yeah,
that's how it was for me. Like,
I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I like art." "Well, we don't have an art program here no more." I was like, "Okay." And so I was like, "I don't really know." And he goes, "Well, how about English? Pick English. English you can do for all sorts of stuff." And he was the English teacher. So I was just so bummed out by that. But anyway, when I came back after I took a year off and I came back, there was this girl that I really thought was pretty, and I drew her a portrait. I gave it to her, and the Spanish teacher saw it, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, wow, that's amazing." And so then this art guy that was there, he's not an art guy, but he taught computer science there, but he was really good with like DreamWorks or something. Like I don't know what that program was called, but he was like, "Hey," he came and sought me out and was like, "Hey, I got to show you these programs. Would you be interested in this? And if you are, then I could really help you out." And he showed me all this like 3D modeling on a computer, and I was like, I mean, that's cool, but I don't know if I want to sit at a computer all day.
Right.
What I'm doing now, pretty much. But and I remember just kind of throwing it to the side. Like I was like, I don't want to be at a computer all the time. And nothing kind of came of it. And then when I went to Pitt State, I was like, oh, maybe I should try art. You know, maybe I should really try it. And but dude, what was discouraging in those classes for me was seeing all these other artists, and not because they were really, really good. It was, dude, their brains were like, they would like, there's this one guy who drew like Guar, and dude, he was crazy. Like he was I wouldn't say that he could draw character. Like he was a character drawer. So like he drew this one picture, I'll never forget it. He was like this zombie dude with tattoos. I mean, dude, his style was crazy. But he drew this big question mark slamming on his head. And I remember the teacher just being like, holy crap, that's amazing. And it wasn't how well he could draw. It was the fact that he could draw and take a concept of a question mark slamming on his head. So that showed the immense battle that character had with questioning whatever he was questioning. That the questions he had in his mind were just crushing him. And I remember I was like, wow, that's really cool. I like that concept too. But all these other artists, dude, were crazy artists. Like we had to take a test. I'll never forget it. We had to take like a 90-minute test, and we had to draw. We had these items like a paper bag, straws, and all this other stuff. And we had to draw something with those items, and then it had to have a concept and we had to write like a 2-page paper on what we were trying to show with this. And the only thing I could think of that I drew was I took all those items, I put them in a paper bag. I put them in the paper bag. You didn't have to you could do anything with these items you want to do. But I thought of myself, I thought of a child running to school, and the idea of innocence in school, and he drops his bag, and his paper bag, which paper bag symbolizes nobody really takes their lunches in paper bags anymore, but it's an iconic kind of thing with lunches, So I threw it down on the table, and I had it all kind of spilling out. And then I wrote a paper about a kid, and I wrote a whole background to this kid about coming to school was his outlet from a home that he didn't quite fit in with. He didn't know, he had problems with his parents and stuff like that. So I was taking a little bit of my history. Not that my parents were horrible or anything, but I at a young age, I was applying a little bit of myself into this. And I remember I turned it all in, and I remember seeing some of the other kids' drawings around me, and dude, it was like crazy. Not like the concepts or the drawings they were doing was like outlandish, dude. Like I was thinking to myself, I could never think of that, because they were drawing like weird, almost kind of painterly type things. And I don't know what they drew about, or I don't know what they wrote about, but it was so like everything I was drawing was realistic.
Yeah.
But they were drawing things that were I don't even, just very artistic thinking. and it didn't, it's that kind of art that you'd walk by and be like, that's weird, type of thing. And usually you don't get it until the artist describes it, and kind of tells you why he's doing it. And you're like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But it was never anything, none of that stuff would catch my eye if I was walking by. Like I would never want to draw that kind of stuff. But I was just assuming that that's what an artist was in my head. I was like, okay, this is not me. I'm not artistic. I'm just more of like I like to draw what I can see, I guess. I don't know. Like that's what I have in my mind. So anyway, I was at a party, I remember, with Neil, and one of the guys who was a kind of like he helps the teacher. What do they call those kids? He was a senior and he was kind of like helping out with it or whatever.
Oh yeah, just the teacher's aide.
Yeah, teacher's aide, TA. And the girl who was in charge of that whole program of the artistic area, he came up to me and was like, hey, I just want to let you know, Rona was really impressed with what you did. And I was like, what? I was like, why? Like I was just flabbergasted. I was like, why? She goes, and he said, well, it's not necessarily what you made, but it was the idea of what was behind what you made. And I was like, oh, okay. And I remember he said that she said that he has potential. Like she singled out my piece that I did. And she said, this guy, I think, can make it. And that was like beautiful to me, dude. It was like, not because dude, there were people that could draw way better than me. There were people in there that could paint incredibly, dude. Like, I mean, I saw some of their paintings and I was like, that's fucking crazy. Like, I was like, that's amazing, But I think she was more impressed with the way I interpreted my design in a way that it had some meaning that maybe she thought was an interesting thing to look at with this background, And so I was like, oh, that's really cool. And well, guess what? I ended up dropping out of it because I remember in the program, I got accepted into the program, what I did, but I remember just being in the program and her saying, okay, so I know we're going through kind of a bad time right now, but here's some examples of people that are doing okay. A cake maker that graduated from our program and all this other stuff. I was like, I don't want to do any of those things those people are doing. So I was like, I'm just going to go to psychology. So I went to psychology. But I think if I would have toughed it out and just been like, okay, I don't care. I'm not going to have a plan. I'm just going to do what I love. I don't know if I'd be successful, but I know that I think I could look back at my time and be like, man, I'm glad I did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm at the age where I feel pretty good now that I'm getting back into this, because I have the maturity now and the understanding to realize that life is it's short and you just got to do what you love, no matter if you're successful or not. Like if you're happy doing something, you just got to fucking do it, And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm so happy. Without even knowing, I'm so grateful that we ran across each other because with your doodles and then me telling you about some cool art stuff that I like to look at, and I didn't draw. I kind of stopped drawing this stuff because of design. Like seeing you doing this and seeing you do your stuff, it's just like, oh my God. Not even the fact that seeing you is like, oh, I've got to catch up to this guy or something like that. It's more of just the fact that, oh my gosh, there's another person that really gets lost in doing this kind of stuff and he's really happy and he's just doing it, like he doesn't know where it's going, but he's got kids too, and he's taking the time to do this, and it just made me kind of like, man, Ryan, you just gotta enjoy it, Like Coach doesn't know what he's gonna do with it, but he's just really enjoying what he's doing right now, and that's okay,
Yeah.
But and then with you in this comics, like I've never, if somebody would have showed me comics, like if I would have met you in class in Pittsburgh, it was like, hey, check this stuff out, dude. Like this, like, I mean, this is what people do, you know? It's just like, I knew they were comic book artists, but I didn't understand that it's telling a story and you're trying to find the best concept, or there's a concept and you're trying to find the best way to tell it, you know? And it's like, oh my God, that's almost what I was doing when I put that paper bag down. I told this story, and I thought maybe this paper bag resembling innocence and stuff. It's almost like what people do here, you know, they're taking hands or certain looks, and like even this mirror thing, you know, that cool concept, it's raining and then the color and you don't see the other stuff, but somebody's peeking through a window, or even just this one, you know, that little concept of somebody being in the background and the building, and everything's just very structural. You had to really think about this kind of stuff, you know, the layout of it. And I wish somebody would just show me this, you know, that, oh yeah, I mean, believe it or not, each piece is kind of like a little piece of art, you know. It's like every single one of these boards is a piece of art, you know, like to a degree. You're just putting them together and telling a story. Like, I don't know. And that's one thing I'm so glad that you're into comics and you showed me this. It's like, oh my gosh, okay, this is interesting. You know, I'm not saying I'm going to be a comic book artist, but there's meaning behind this, you know. I see these people doing something with these things that I learned, life drawing, and applying them, that it doesn't have to be so abstract. You don't have to be an abstract artist to be an artist. You can just be you know, a visual artist, you know. So I think that's what's really cool about meeting you and us doing this together. Like, I mean, I would say that you have definitely been more focused than me. Well, I wouldn't say more focused, but you're definitely, because of your focus, you're pushing more to draw than I am. I'm kind of, I wouldn't say I'm being lazy drawing, because I'm drawing stuff, but it's shapes and other layout stuff, like, you know, that's not anything like this. But
yeah, well, I mean, you got kind of a busier life than I do at the moment.
yeah, especially with a newer kid, I think that's what you have going for you. Really, like, I wouldn't say you're past that. I mean, you're definitely not having any more kids, I would say. I mean, I get that. I don't know, maybe you do, maybe you're thinking about it, but
Oh no, we're not. No plans for that.
But yeah, you're almost kind of like my crutch to, you know, just keep going and kind of, and just to kind of like, okay, you know, you don't have to, you know, this can be a small time, you know, just little things can make big things. And I think you're helping me understand that a little bit. It's like, okay, I don't have to do all of this at once. I can just kind of dabble in it and keep going. And then finally I'll get to a point where, like, I can push it really hard, you know, and go far. But
Yeah.
yeah, anyway, I went off on a little tangent there, but I guess that's kind of describing my thing with it. And I really think if I would have met you in class, dude, and we talked and stuff, you would have pushed me, I think, in a way that I might have maybe thought a little bit more about my decisions in art and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why we're talking now, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That looks pretty good, dude.
Yeah, I kind of lost my patience with the helmet. I kind of don't feel like drawing on it. If you can't tell.
Well, it's going to be hard too with that green kind of
Yeah, and my focus is kind of the face anyways, so I'm just kind of like really roughing in the helmet here. Just yeah, there's a little camera over here if you can't tell.
So how long have you been working on that? How long have we been doing this?
We are 2 hours and 16 minutes into this.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully it's the impression he has a helmet.
Yeah, that nose looks good.
Thanks. Yeah, still don't think it looks quite like him, but it will have to do.
What's that green pencil you're using?
It's fun. It's a Prismacolor pencil, actually. See, it even says turquoise on there.
Oh, what the hell?
I think it's
That
just because they're all turquoise color. Like, but yeah, it's a set of turquoise drawing pencils that I got a while back.
So do you want to stream tomorrow at all?
We can, I think.
Tomorrow I'll actually draw. I've been actually keeping an eye on my emails for those
Oh yeah.
more changes. And that's the one thing that like is really hard about design that stresses me out is when you make something and you're not just making it for one person, you're making it for a group of like 12 people that are going to all put in their ideas on it. And then when you get changes back, most of the time the changes are, so do you want something completely different? Because there's so many people that put in their own ideas that it morphs into something weird. And okay, well, all those changes are going to make this different. Oh, well, I mean, we don't want it different. We just, like, well, it's going to make it very different. But okay, whatever you want. Who's that in the background?
Ooh, you know what? I'm way off on the. Oh, that's Fallon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, never mind. I'm not as off as I thought.
So like he was like, yeah, well, there's a lot of bad people. Every bad person ever has done good things. And I'm on a list of like terrible people who did like terrible things and never did anything good. And then I started
All right, Coach, I'm gonna get off here and gotta get everything ready tonight and everything. We're gonna go look at some Christmas lights.
Oh yay!
Yeah, do you want me to text you tomorrow?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll text you and I can actually do some.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
All right, man. Later.
So I watched the first 2 episodes of Limitless.
You like that?
Yeah, I did.